Today is Thursday, August the 20th, and this is the devotion for First Presbyterian Church in Casa Grande, Arizona. My name is Renee Lovell, the leader of women's ministry. My devotion today is on what if the worst happens. With this pandemic and everything we've got going on in our lives, what is going to happen? What if this happens? What if that happens? It's a very uncertain and trying times. I find myself sometimes growing fearful. Not a heart-stopping, all-encompassing fear, but the kind of constant gnawing that occurs when you look at the discouraging trends of the present and assume things will never change and never get back to the way they're supposed to be. When you think about the future and you wonder, what if the worst happens? I spent a lifetime considering the what-ifs. Those questions have a way of unsettling me, destroying my peace, and leaving me totally insecure. People in the Bible were uneasy about the what-if questions also. When told to lead the Israelites, Moses said, God, what if they don't believe me? Abraham's servant asked about Isaac's future wife, but what if she doesn't want to go with me? What if Joseph bears a grudge against us? All of them wonder what would happen if circumstances went awry, just like we do. We all face a staggering array of what-ifs. Some are minor issues, while others have life-altering repercussions. What if my child dies? What if I get cancer again? The uncomfortable truth is any of those things could happen. No one is free from tragedy or pain. There are no guarantees of an easy life for any of us. I was considering this reality a few days ago. Over the course of several days, I have brought numerous longings and requests before the Lord. I want them fulfilled my way, but the unthankful question haunted me, what if my endless longings are never met and my nightmares come true? As I sat reading my Bible, I was reminded of the questions I have wrestled with for many years. Is God enough? If my deepest fears are realized, will He still be sufficient? Each time those questions had come up in the past, I pushed them out of my mind. This time I knew that I really needed to face them head on. I wondered, if my health spirals downward and I end up in institution, will God be enough? If my ministry doesn't flourish and I never see fruit from it, will God be enough? If my suffering continues and I never see the purpose in it, will God be enough? I wish I could have automatically said, of course, God will be sufficient. But I struggled. I didn't want to give up my dreams, surrender those things that were dear to me, relinquish what I felt I was entitled to. I reflected on my unwritten contract with God, where I promised to do my part. If He fulfills my longings, I reluctantly admitted that part of my desire to be faithful was rooted in my expectations of a payback. Didn't He owe me something? Reluctantly, I opened my hands filled with my dreams, and I surrendered them to Him. I didn't want to love God for what He could do for me. I want to love God for who He is, to worship Him because He is worthy. God's presence overwhelmed me as I gave Him my expectations. He reminded me that I have something far better than a reassurance that my dread of what-ifs will not happen. I have the assurance that even if they do happen, He will be there in the midst of them. He will carry me, and He will comfort me. He will tenderly care for me. God doesn't promise us a trouble-free life, but He does promise that He will be there in the midst of all of our sorrows. These two simple words, what if, have taken the fear out of life. Replacing what if with even if is one of the most liberating exchanges we can ever make. We trade our irrational fears of an uncertain future for the loving assurance of an unchanging God. We can see that even if the worst does happen, God will carry us, He will still be good, and He will never leave us.